In the past days, servers have been lagging and crashing, and a rain of bugs has been affecting some players. At least a friend gifting option might be on the way. It's news time! Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Update 25 is almost here, and I have already covered the 15 major changes going live with this patch. But before we dig any deeper there, I have some more news to share with you. In the past few days, ever since the double experience weekend started, servers have been struggling once again, and bug storms have been affecting some players. Despite that, Bethesda has announced a few more bug updates with the community, and the friend gifting option might be really on the way. Moreover, players really want to craft a legendary Recon Armor, and dozens of new items are being added soon. On the other hand, enemies have been spawning inside objects, and your friends might be vanishing from your friends list due to some nasty bugs. Well, without any further delay, let's get into what matters. Server issues is kinda like an old topic at this point. I would say it's always there. It's a persistent issue, it gets worse from time to time, especially when there is a new patch or a special event like Double Experience. Every time a sudden spike of players happen, it generates a negative impact on server performance, and that's perceptible when servers start to lag, freeze, rubber band, and display all sorts of bugs in a short period of time. I have encountered many different types of server issues in these past days, starting by massive lag and rubber banding on scorched earth events, for example. You know, when literally the entire server joins an event and there are 20 players shooting around. It's chaotic, it's server demanding, and most of all, servers can't keep up with all that asset and effect rendering. In a colossal problem, the lag is generally inferior due to the 8-player limitation, but when a server is dying, it will be just as bad as shown here. My hits on the Wendigo spawns were taking ages to register, and even the Earl Sphere was displaying the animation, but his skill would only affect us seconds later. As a result, we ended up dying and having an awful experience. Fun fact, as soon as we left the Monogam mine after killing Earl, the server went into shutdown for maintenance. So that was literally a dying server, with no doubt. I also experienced a few of the server not responding messages in these past days. In most cases, me and my friends were just booted out of the server, which means the server died. It simply shut down without any sort of countdown or message. I searched on Reddit, and there are dozens of reports about server issues from the past days alone. I believe there is not more because most players don't bother anymore to report this sort of incident. I mean, it's such a persistent issue that most people just change servers and that's it, which is completely normal. I do that all the time as well, but that doesn't mean the issue is mysteriously gone. No, far from it. It just means people are tired to report and to talk about this, but the issue is still there. Some people claim my channel is all about bugs, so this is dedicated to you who share such wise opinion, obviously. Besides server issues, I've been noticing a storm of bugs, and I'm clearly not the only one. As a matter of fact, in one of my recent play sessions, I experienced over 10 bugs, one after the other. It was so intense. Anyway, let me show you some of the heaviest bugs I managed to record since this last Friday. Clearly, this underground floater was just the beginning of my problems. Hey, maybe he was just freezing cold and didn't want to get out of his cozy hole. The same cannot be said about his queen. She did go down, but she refused to give me any loot. I even got full rewards for the event as shown, but her body was empty dry. I waited over a minute, but it never loaded. It happens every now and then, sadly. I also saw some chain word clusters around the prime fisher, which seems to be a common bug these days. Some of you guys have been sending me this bug through social media, and as you can see, you are not alone, it happens to me too. As far as I know, this happens when servers are struggling and cannot render code pieces properly. But the worst part is yet to come. Let me amuse you with this rare moment where I died after killing Earl. I'm not even sure how. My favorite spar lagged me out and I ended up dead inside the nearby rocks. Then the system auto-spawned me. It should have been outside the mine since Earl was already dead. But guess what? It spawned me in the middle of the map near White Springs, but inside the map. I couldn't even move or get out of there. Thankfully, I was able to fast travel to a teammate and the system put me inside the mine again. I don't even know. Hey, at least I got to loot the Earl's body and the loot trunk right after leaving the mine though. The proper way now. The radiation killed me even though I was outside the nuked area for a while. This one is getting old too. Let's not even talk about the fast travel bug. Sometimes I needed 3 to 5 attempts per fast travel. I also saw a nuked area at White Springs with no effects. It was like bright daylight, except ghouls were glowing ones and we were taking massive amounts of radiation. Yep, definitely a nuked zone. I also saw plenty of Slenderman and naked players around events. It's kinda disturbing, but you know, it could be worse. Just like when the system merges backpack skins and creates these Frankenstein display bugs. It has been a funny weekend at least. I can't deny that. Alright, in the previous news I talked about how Bethesda has been sending emails to a few selected players regarding a special deal, where such players can select any Atomic Shop item they want and then give them to anyone in their friends list. And yes, the emails are legit, they are not a scam or phishing as we initially thought. Bethesda has validated the campaign over Reddit already. Anyway, as Tonic mentioned, this sounds like a small test. Like they are testing the waters to see how people react to this new feature. This would be another monetization way for them and a chance to increase revenue. So it seems logical to me that such feature will go live at some point. After learning about this special deal details and thinking about what it could mean, I truly believe Bethesda will add a new option to the Atomic Shop, where you can simply purchase any entry and then choose if you wish to buy it for yourself or to gift it to a friend. Now, let's switch the focus to some bug updates, shall we? Recently, a player pointed out that the autocomplete bug for daily ops rewards is still live with update 25 on the public test server, to which a community manager replied that they will discuss this in a meeting and asked the player to try daily ops again to see if the bug triggers again. The thing is, this is a rare bug and it happens every now and then, so doing daily ops again and not triggering the bug doesn't mean it's not there anymore. With all due respect, I don't expect Bethesda employees to know how every bug works exactly, so let's not judge his answer any further. Anyway, I had this bug several times in the past, and basically the issue is that it doesn't reset the rewards from the previous day. 24 hours might have passed, but the rewards fail to reset for some reason. It's like you already did daily ops in that same day, except you haven't. It's a nasty bug and it can rob you from your unique plan rewards, but the good side is that it happens very rarely, at least on my end. The bad news is that it's obviously not fixed and it will still be around with update 25. Alright, the next bug update is about enemies spawning inside walls, foundations, even roofs or containers. This bug first happened to me a couple of times during daily ops. I even failed the first one because I wasn't aware it could be countered. The good news here is that you can use certain explosives to kill the stuck enemies. Floater grenades work like a charm. For example, I've been keeping some of them in my inventory at all times just to go past this bug when it happens, which is rather often lately. It started with daily ops, but in the past week I encountered it several times in the open world too. First, it was during a super mutant horde event. The boss spawned inside a wall at this ski resort. It took me a while to find it, where he was exactly, but yeah, there he was, stuck waiting to be put out of his misery. Thanks God floater grenades are so effective for this. The second time it happened to me in the open world was at his workshop defense event, where this robot literally spawned inside a nearby tank and couldn't move, which proves enemies can spawn anywhere these days, even inside assets like a tank. So weird. Meanwhile, Bethesda said they are investigating this rising bug. Let's hope they manage to make things better, because sometimes you cannot kill them even with the grenades, especially if they are stuck on roofs inside instances. There is no way to throw floater grenades there, just like it happened to me a while ago with a super mutant dog inside Vault 96. When that happens, there is no way around. You have to restart the operation, and that's it. Well, last week I calculated the chances of rolling the legendary Recon Armor you want from the Prevere using an accurate formula, and I ended up with a 0.09% chance. Yeah, I know, it's extremely low and it kinda strips you from basically any hope of ever getting the legendary set you want. At least for Recon Armor. Now, in the past days, I've seen thousands of people requesting Bethesda to please allow us to craft legendary Recon Armor. In other words, to implement the same system we have for the Secret Service, Torn and Solar Armor sets, where you can use legendary modules to craft random 3-star legendary pieces. It made me happy to see so many people demanding a change, because that's the way it should be. Silence won't do us any good in this case. I'm not sure if people felt inspired or motivated by my video, but if that was the case, I'm glad I could start this small movement. Bethesda hasn't said anything about this matter so far, but maybe they will in the following days. Let's wait and see. Another update we have from Bethesda is regarding a player suggestion, which I mentioned some weeks ago. Basically, Yusef said the new player vending machine interface should display the number of Unlearned plans for sale to let us know when someone is selling plans we haven't learned yet. That would be incredibly useful and definitely a quality of life improvement, don't you think so? Well, Bethesda seems to agree with me. Volsik mentioned the developer team showed some solid interest on this concept. However, it's not 100% guaranteed this change will be implemented. It might, but if it does, it will definitely come in a future patch, not with update 25. Either way, I think this is great news. Moving forward, you probably noticed the lack of new items in the Atomic Shop during the past couple of weeks. I am not sure why, since about 100 new items were data mined when the public test server reopened about 2 weeks ago. I guess they are being economic about their releases, or the usual team is not working full force anymore on new Atomic Shop items. So they are maybe trying to manage the new item release as well as possible. One thing is for sure though, expect a lot of new items to hit the Atomic Shop during the following weeks. I am adding a few here just as a reminder. I have shared most, if not all of them in past videos, but still, I guess many of you haven't seen them yet. It includes a bookshelf with a secret safe, one of my favorite, I think it's my favorite actually, a Nuka-Cola display case, a cloth door with the Mothman logo, which has a different dynamic as far as I know, as well as some artificial plants, some with glass and metal and glitter. They are so pretty, and corner sofa units, just so you can customize your new modern sofas. There are many more, but for the sake of this video, let's keep going. Recently, I noticed that a few people I used to play with simply vanished from my friends list. Thankfully, some of them are on my Discord, so I was able to talk to them and understand that they didn't delete me at all. Some even mentioned they haven't touched my name in weeks, which highly suggests there is a bug auto-deleting people. Actually, there might be several bugs. I know one that gets the selection stuck while you are trying to go over another option. This one is actually very old. Let's say you want to fast travel to a friend, but the system ends up selecting the block for session, or remove friend options. Then, if that happens, it will auto-delete that person from your list. This happened to me a long time ago with my alt account, so I know it can easily happen if you are not being careful with your clicks, especially if you use your keyboard enter to select the friend list options. Besides this bug, I believe there is another one randomly deleting people. I've had 5 cases of players disappearing from my list in the past 2 weeks alone. Maybe there is even more. It's not like I keep a close track of everyone on my friends list. So if something similar happens to you, don't just assume the other person deleted you for whatever reason, because honestly speaking, it was most likely a bug doing that against their own will. Enough of depressing and bothersome bugs, enough of that. Let me introduce you the flying blinking cow. Aha, you probably thought I was joking, huh? But guess what? I'm not. I found this Brahmin walking on the main street near the Wayward Inn. I found it strange, so I decided to see where he was headed, and then something really unexpected happened. He stayed by the fence and then teleported on top of Bessie inside the pen, or the fenced area, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's some strong magic right there. I wish I had such powers too. Anyway, that's the random bug for this news video. I hope you enjoyed, because that's everything I have for you today. Don't forget, tomorrow is patch day, January 26, and update 25 is finally hitting the official servers. There's a lot of changes coming. Most of them I have already covered in a recent video. If you haven't checked it yet, I highly advise you to do so in preparation for tomorrow. Now, that's really everything from my part. I am Marta Branco. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And as usual, thanks to all my supporters for going the extra mile for my channel. I will see you all very soon in the next video. Until then, take care, adios, bye bye!